Heart disease, I go over this. If you want to get the heart disease class, I go in this ad nauseum. I'm going to do a quick review. It's this simple. Inflammation damages the inside of the artery. Inflammation primarily caused from excess insulin. Excess insulin is driven anytime you have more than a cup of pasta at one sitting. Okay? Insulin gets jacked. It causes inflammation of the artery. The artery becomes swollen and inflamed like a hemorrhoid, right? And it stimulates the mast cells, foam cells, to come and try to take care of the cellular damage. That creates, one moment, let me walk through this and I'll get that, because this is important, Joe, and I want to hear that. So it causes this, and the artery begins to delaminate. Right? The artery itself begins to delaminate. Think of like plywood that gets wet, right? And to start delaminating. So as it's delaminating, what happens is the vessel wall becomes weaker. And that could lead to an instantaneous death called aneurysm. So the body signals to send low-density cholesterol to act as bondo, to thicken the wall so that you won't have an aneurysm. It's a healthy response to abnormal inflammation. The body creates this cholesterol plaque so that you don't die instantly of an aneurysm. The problem is if you keep hammering the insulin system and you keep driving, which also drives your LDLs up, then this thickens, and now red blood cells can't get through. So medically, we just give you statin drugs, right? Stop that biological process from occurring. But it doesn't do anything to fix this, does it? And so what we do now is we come in and we stick a stent in. And did the stent change anything about the damage that was there? No, if anything, it probably made it what? Worse, weaker, causes more inflammation. And that's what we find. If you don't radically change your lifestyle if you get a stent, we wasted every penny on you. What you should have done with it, if you weren't going to change, kiss all your loved ones goodbye, go on a nice trip, and just die somewhere. I mean, it's just the reality. And I'm telling you, that's where Obamacare is going. Just so you know, that's where the private industry had to go too. There isn't enough money for all us baby boomers to get hip replacements, nonetheless stents. There's just not enough money. Oh, I've been paying into my plan for years. I've been paying for years, never used my medical insurance one day. Haven't used it yet. I'm 47, been paying in it for decades. Haven't used it yet. All the money I've put into my insurance, including all my family, I got 3 kids, still won't add up to the cost of one bypass surgery. So people sit there and say, oh, I've been paying all this money. No, you haven't. I paid into Social Security. Sorry, interest rates are higher than you were paying in. There's not enough money. So the reality is, fix it or die. It really is that bad. It really is that bad. So here's the medical way to treat it, right? Statin drugs. The problem is, statin drugs, you guys, I can get in trouble. So if you're taking a statin drug, I am not speaking directly to you right now. No one should take statin drugs ever. They're the most heinous drug I've ever seen. The number of patients I've seen over the last 2 decades that are severely damaged from statin drugs. They become forgetful, weak, lethargic. Their bodies break down. They start showing all the signs of Alzheimer's, and they can't walk, and they get dizzy, all these things. You get them off statin drugs within 2 months, they come right back. Unless they've caused too much damage. Why is it? Because cholesterol is the insulation around your central nervous system. And if you artificially stop the body from being able to regulate that, you screw it up. You screw up your brain, you screw up the neural connection to your muscles, and you can die from sudden death, from kidney failure, from your body breaking down its own muscle to try to get at more fatty acids that it can turn into hormones and cholesterol. Pretty heavy stuff, isn't it? So if you're taking them, I'm not talking directly to you, because I am not licensed to tell you not to take drugs, but those drugs, I hate them. Hate them.